What's good, everybody? Ropes. I'm a little bit tipsy right now, so don't fucking judge me because your lives aren't perfect either. But I wanted to make a video because Divinesense, he left me a question on Zone6 Boxing's video entitled "Do I Hate Floyd Mayweather?" A video that I completely co-signed with because the man was basically saying everything that I've been thinking for years about Floyd Mayweather. And basically what I agree with Zone6 Boxing the most on is that Floyd Mayweather fucked up when he took that 2-year retirement and he left beast walking around in the 147-pound division, okay? He left guys there that he should have taken care of, man. He should have taken care of these motherfuckers, man, and he didn't. Okay, now, Divinesense wanted me to name who these boxers were because I'm assuming that he doesn't think that any of these guys were any threat, which they might not have been. I picked Floyd to beat all of these guys that I wanted him to see him in the ring with. I picked him to beat all of them, but the fact of the matter is he didn't do it, so I can't give him credit for it. And I think a lot of the time Floyd Mayweather fans say, oh, well, he would have beat him, so that doesn't even really matter. Why are you even talking about that? But we don't know that, though. Yeah, we think that. I agree with you. I think he would have beat him. But the fact remains that he did not do it, man. We can't give him an imaginary win. Just like Pacquiao fans, Pactards. Just like them. They wanted to give Pacquiao credits for wins that he never even fucking fought. Okay? With fighters he never even fought. Oh, well, Pacquiao would beat that guy. Oh, he would have beat that guy. You can't give imaginary wins out to motherfuckers, man. We have to see what is going to fucking happen in that ring because it only takes one punch, and we have seen bums beat elite fighters before. Okay, we've seen that shit several fucking times. Okay, so I don't want to hear nothing about this. Floyd Mayweather would have beat this guy anyway. Okay, he didn't fight him. That's the fucking point. Okay, but he wanted me to name some of the fighters, and I don't feel like I really should have to do that since Zone6 Boxing already did it in the same video. He mentioned Kermit Cintron, which is a fight that I wanted to see Floyd in. Yes, I think Floyd would have beat him, but the fact remains that he did not fight Kermit Cintron. Okay, Paul Williams, he would have outboxed the shit out of Paul Williams, but he didn't do it. He let Carlos Quintana do it first. Okay, then he should have came back and fought Carlos Quintana after he beat Paul Williams. He didn't do that. I think he would have beat the shit out of him, but the fact remains that he didn't do it. Okay, Joshua Clottey, he would have beat the shit out of Joshua Clottey. In my fucking opinion, I would have picked Floyd to win that fight, but the fact remains that he didn't fight him. Miguel Cotto, when he was undefeated, he probably would have beat him even worse than he did the older version of Cotto, but the fact remains that that fight didn't take place, so we can't fucking give Floyd an imaginary win back then. We can say, yeah, he beat Cotto now, but back then when Cotto was undefeated before he took those bricks to his head from Antonio Margarito's ass, we don't know. We don't know what would have happened. You know what I mean? We don't know what would have happened before that. I still would have put my money on Floyd. Don't get me wrong, but still, I can't just say Floyd would have won because I don't know that for sure. Because the fight didn't take place back then. And here's one point that I want to bring out. I'm sick and tired, man, of people saying do not bring up Antonio Margarito. Why the fuck not, man? Nobody knew anything about Antonio Margarito cheating, loading his gloves up, juicing up. Nobody knew that. Nobody was talking about that. Nobody here on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a long time. Nobody said anything about Antonio Margarito looked suspect for any fucking thing until the Shane Mosley fight. Okay, so Floyd Mayweather, when he ducked Antonio Margarito, when he let Antonio Margarito overpower him in that confrontation, okay, because he ducked Antonio Margarito. I don't care what nobody says, he ducked the shit out of Antonio Margarito to his face. That was the worst fucking duck in the fucking history of the fucking sport that we can see with our own fucking eyes. Okay? This was worse than Sugar Ray Leonard, ducking Marvin Hagler in the ring when he talked all that shit and got everybody gassed up like this fight was going to happen and said the fight would never happen. This duck that Floyd Mayweather did with Antonio Margarito was worse than that. Okay, because he let Antonio Margarito stand over him, overpower the entire confrontation, And Floyd was looking scared and fucking confused the rest of the fucking interview. The rest of the time the camera was on him. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. He didn't know what questions were being asked to him. He looked nervous as shit, and he lost that fucking confrontation, man. He lost that face-off, man. I would have stood the fuck up. If Antonio Margarito had came over to me and tapped me on the shoulder like, hey, what's up with that business? You know what I'm saying? Let's get active. If Antonio Margarito had done that to me, I would have stood up. And even if you were going to say, you know what, not right now, maybe down the line, it'll be bigger down the line, at least I would have stood up and had some fucking authority of some sort in that confrontation, man. And Floyd Mayweather let Antonio Margarito stand over him and basically punk him, man. That was a duck. That was a fucking duck right there. I don't want to hear anybody say any of this shit about Antonio Margarito was a cheater, man. Nobody knew that. Yeah, we know that now because we have hindsight. But back then, nobody knew that, okay? When Floyd Mayweather ducked him, because he was afraid of him, he didn't know anything about any hand wraps or any juicing or any of the shit that Antonio Margarito was doing. Okay, so I don't want to even hear that shit, man. Stop telling me that I can't bring up Antonio Margarito as an opponent that Floyd Mayweather should have fought. Because this was before anybody knew anything. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so I named you Kermit Cintron, the same fighters that Zone 6 Boxing had already said, man. So why are you even asking me the question? I don't know, but I'm answering it for you because I don't like to type on this fucking phone, man, because this app is all fucked up and I'm having trouble replying to people and stuff like that. So I decided just to make a video about this to answer your question, man. Joshua Clottey, he should have fought. Miguel Cotto, when he was undefeated, he should have fought. Paul Williams, he should have fought. Kermit Cintron, he should have fought. Carlos Quintana, he should have fought. Shane Mosley, he should have fought. He waited too long, man. He gave people time to set up excuses for Shane Mosley. He should have came back and fought Shane Mosley as soon as he beat Antonio Margarito. But he waited around, wasn't it like 18 months that Shane Mosley was out the ring? He waited around too long for that shit, man. A 2-year retirement when there was activity going on in the welterweight division, man. That fucked over Floyd Mayweather, man. This is when I first came into the community. When I first came into the boxing community, Floyd Mayweather was talking about he was retired. It was after the Ricky Hatton fight, and this is after Marquez called him out. That's when I first started making videos on YouTube. And I was calling Floyd out, telling Floyd to come the fuck out and take care of these fucking monsters that's walking around. Okay? We can all use hindsight and say, oh, he would have beat this guy. Oh, look at Kermit Cintron. Nobody's heard of him in a long time. You can say all of that, man. That's all cool, but back then, none of that was a fucking factor, man. Floyd Mayweather should have been the first person to beat Paul Williams. He could have outboxed him easily, just like Carlos Quintana did. But he didn't do it, man. People were making excuses back then when I said that he should have fought Paul Williams. People were making excuses for him, man. You can probably go back on some of my old videos and read the comments. People were making excuses why Floyd shouldn't fight Paul Williams. They were saying that they had the same manager and all this dumb shit that doesn't make any sense. He should have fought Paul Williams. And he could have beat him. But he didn't do it. So I can't give him the credit. That's forever gone. What don't you guys understand about that, man? Yes, Floyd is the best, man. I picked Floyd to beat any one of these dudes, man. But the fact that he didn't do it, I can't just give him an imaginary win like I keep telling you guys, man. I just can't do it, man. He fucked up. That's a black mark on his fucking legacy forever, man. Come on, man. You're gonna let Shane Mosley take what you was supposed to take, which is Antonio Margarito's bottom jaw? You let Shane Mosley do that, man. You let him clean that up. You should have been the one to take care of that, Floyd. You let Carlos Quintana outbox Paul Williams when he was looking unbeatable. Embarrass the shit out of Paul Williams. You should have fucking did that. But he didn't do it. And that's the fucking point that I'm trying to make about this shit, man. Leave the hindsight shit out of it, man. If you're going to leave me a comment and talk about hindsight shit, man, I mean, anybody can do that, man. But I'm talking about at that fucking time when nobody knew any of the shit that happened with these fighters as time went on. and we saw that, you know, that they really wasn't shit, that they started fucking up and losing and shit. We didn't know all of this at that time. They were beasts at that time. They were problems at that time. They were credible opponents at that fucking time, man. Stop being a fucking accountant and talking about, oh, well, Floyd couldn't have made this amount of money with this fighter because he wasn't a draw. Fuck all that, man. I'm a boxing fan. I'm not a fucking accountant, man. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the numbers, man. I want to see the fucking fights. And that's the point that I've been trying to make for years about this Floyd shit, man. I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan. Okay, I hope that everything turns out well for him, but I can't say that his career is perfect when it's not. It's not perfect, man. He could have done a whole lot better, man. He's done well for himself, but he could have done a whole lot fucking better. That's all I'm saying, man. You guys leave your comments. I'm out.